So I want to talk a little bit about 1991.
Right.
And you talk a little bit about luck.
Yeah.
And how that plays a factor. And I mean, some of the conversations I've had, it's like nothing. And like at that point, maybe it's like, do I pack this gig up? Maybe I should start thinking about an alternative. And then maybe then something happens.
Yeah.
You know, something comes along. And there's a quote that I really like. The harder I work, the luckier I seem to get, right?
Yeah.
And so I'd say that's very true for you, because when you had quite a unreal neighbor back in 1991.
Yeah.
You talk to us a little bit about that.
I studied music in Manchester in 1989, and it was, do I stay in Manchester, and it was quite a small scene, and it very, very much so sort of sewn up by the drummers that were there.
Right.
Or do I just go for it and try and get to London, you know? So back in 91, I moved down to London, and I went to one of the first small little drum colleges. Now of course they're everywhere, but this one was called Drum Tech.
Okay.
Run by a French guy called Francis Serio, who eventually sold it on, and it's now BIM, I think, which they're all over the place. But yeah, so I'm in this little part of London, southeast London, called Blackheath, near Greenwich.
Okay.
And I've been there for about 4 months, and I'm walking back to the flat with a pint of milk, and I see this guy come out of his house with a gig bag on it, you know.
Okay.
And it's like, okay. And I was like, this is cool. There's another musician in my road. It's a very quiet road in the village. Mm-hmm. It's like a Blackheath village, even though it's in London. It's very quaint. And I thought, this is wicked. There's a muso in my street. That's got to be a good sign. But then he went over to a brand new 7 Series BMW and went, whoop, opens it up, and I'm thinking, right, okay then. So he's either, I'm still walking. This dialogue's going on in my head as I walk down the street. And he puts his bass in the back, and he sees me. I must be like that. yeah. And he sees me and smiles, and then I recognised him. Because at first I was thinking, this guy's either an accountant or something that likes playing a bit of music,
right,
or he's a famous musician.
Yeah.
And it was Pino Palladino. And I said, oh, Mr. Palladino. And he went, yeah. Came over, shook my hand. He goes, do you play? I said, yeah, I play drums. He went, you play drums? I was like, yeah. He goes, man. He goes, I've never been recognised by a drummer in the street.
Imagine that, hey?
Yeah. And this was, 91, so I was 21 years old. And it blew my mind. And he was, from that moment onwards, the most gracious, unbelievably helpful, honest, fantastic bloke. Now I look back on it, I was probably quite annoying, because I'd go around all the time and just ring the doorbell and say to his wife, Maz, it's Pino, and she'd go, yeah, come on in. And I'd go down to the studio, and he'd inevitably, maybe roll a joint, and we'd talk about music. Yeah. And I would absolutely bend his ear about all the drummers that he's working with, because of course at that time he had worked with Jeff. Mm-hmm. Jeff is still alive, of course, and Vinny. He was working with Vinny on Vinny's solo record around that time as well. Manu Katché, he was playing with lots. In fact, I saw Manu would stay at his house. I'd see Manu in the street as well.
Really?
Just like you do.
Man.
Yeah, absolutely bonkers.
Wow.
And he was there when the D'Angelo gig happened.
Really?
And I remember him saying, and I didn't really understand what he was getting at the time, but now, of course, we all do. He said, "This is really gonna be good."